Prince Harry heartbreak. Harry deeply upset after Queen put her foot down over Megxit. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have kept a low profile since they were reunited in Canada this week. While the Queen granted their wish to step back from the royal spotlight, there is one detail to the deal that will have deeply upset Harry, according to one royal commentator. Meghan Markle, 38, and Prince Harry, 35, hope to step down as senior royals while still being able to represent the Queen. They outlined their plans in a statement which was released without consulting the Queen or senior royals. In the wake-up, the bombshell announcement, crisis talks were held and a final deal was reached last week. At one of his last public appearances before leaving Britain to rejoin Meghan and baby Archie in Canada, Harry touched on his disappointment in a speech. Speaking at a Centrebill fundraising dinner in West London, Harry spoke out why he and Meghan had decided to step down and said they had felt there was no other option. He said, "The decision that I've made for my wife and I to step down is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges, and I know I haven't always got it right, but as far as this goes, there was really no other option." In accordance with the deal reached between the Sussexes and Buckingham Palace, Meghan and Harry will stop using the HRH titles from spring. They will also cease to officially represent Queen Elizabeth II and no longer receive public funding. However, for Harry, the biggest blow will be the loss of his military titles, which is something he touched on in his Centrebill speech. He said, "Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible." One royal commentator has claimed the loss of his military titles will have deeply upset Harry. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams told Express.co.uk, "I think the loss of his military links, especially that of Captain General of the Royal Marines, will have deeply upset Harry, who continued the royal's tradition of military service by his 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan. Since he can no longer wear uniform, this is something he will feel deeply." Asked which royal he thought likely to take on Harry's military titles, Mr. Fitzwilliam said, "Prince William would be the obvious choice." Mr. Fitzwilliams said the obvious choice for a successor is William, who is the Colonel of the Irish Guards. Andrew currently remains Colonel of the Grenadier Guards. This is unlikely to last, and Edward, who dropped out of the Royal Marines, is not a candidate. There seems to be too few senior roles to fill these posts, Mr. Fitzwilliam suggested. While Meghan and Harry are set on doing things their own way, Harry may come to miss his old life in future. He said Harry's speech, in which he made clear his happiness at the Queen's decision about the future, was another sign of them doing things their way. Although the agreement will be reviewed in a year's time, the Sussexes have in reality been exiled. They are, however, among the most famous couples in the world, and as we are already seeing, an intrusive media cannot have enough of them. Independence has its price. They may have a meteoric rise with top Hollywood celebrities to back them, but they will always be followed by the press. Meghan may be in her element. Harry may prove totally adaptable, but he also could miss what he has given up.